Welcome, friends, it is I, LostScarf, and it's time for the new god and a new game mode. The new game mode is Siege Mode, we'll talk about that later on. But here is the new god, Osiris, husband of Isis, son of Geb, and big fan of Frankenstein Joe. So there he is, so we're going to talk about the Siege Mode, but then we'll have another video for Siege Mode itself, talk about the god changes, new skins and portraits, and what happened to League and Assault. So we'll talk about all that in a moment, so see you then. Alright, here he is. Osiris in his spirit form. Looks really cool there. And then not spirit form. There you go. Looks pretty cool. They did a good job on him. They always do a good job on the models. And there you go. Scary looking whip and sickle there. And just looking at his kit, you already know he is a warrior assassin. He definitely is. And speaking of warrior assassins, there it is. Blind Vengeance. Warrior assassin nemesis gets an assassin skin. She's totally not an assassin, everybody. She's totally not. And then she gets a skin, for crap's sakes. There you go. Pretty cool looking skin there, so let's take a closer look at it. Blam, there it is. No special voice pack for it, by the way.
I'll defend middle lane.
So I think it's fine. Not every skin is a voice pack, but here we go. So, just looks really nice. Very ninja-y. She's got a sword there. Pretty big-ass sword. She's got a shorter sword and a sai in the back she's never going to use. And she's got also a sickle in the back she's not going to use. She's got the cool-looking leg things like Shredder. And then she's got knives. A lot of things she's never going to use that look really cool. And then we have Golden Uller. Here it is. Golden Uller. There you go. Golden Uller right here. Looks pretty good right there. He still looks like a guy from WoW. He really does. Especially with the brighter blue like that. And then we got other Uller. Darker Uller. There you go. Just looks like the gunner from WoW. There you go. And it's pretty good looking colors. They're very good contrast. Just looks very nice on him. So good job to them on that. They also had new portraits for Bastet, as you can see right here. This is scary as balls. I don't ever want to show this portrait. I love the old golden portrait, so this new one freaks me out, and I just really like the old one. You can see in the background how it looks in full right there. We'll eventually see it when I play a game with her. There's Dominatrix, which has a new look to it, which you can't see in the background right now, but I don't own it, so we probably won't see it out of me. But someone will have it at some point, for sure. Take a look at Osiris. Here's Osiris. That is really cool right there, how he rises up. That's so cool. Take a look at him from the side here. Here we go. Just a very good look. He's very ornate. He's got these... He's kind of got like, what's the word? Frankenstein bolts going on with him. So these bolts are where his body parts are linked. So he's got his foot there, and then right there, shoulders. That's where the linkages are supposed to be for him, supposedly. So that's how it works for him. Just looks really cool for the Frankenstein look right there. Then you got over here, Exalted One. Nice color mix right there. Just looks really good. Very impressive with what they've done here. Something interesting is the portrait has red eyes. This one does not have red eyes, as you can see. Some of the OCD was complaining about that. And voice pack.
Retreat right lane! You're welcome. Enemies at the fire giant!
Familiar voice, I can't pinpoint who it is, though.
You are eternal. Oops! I'm returning right lane.
I'm not sure who that is.
I'm returning to base. Be careful.
Somebody tell me in the comments who they think it is, because I can't pinpoint it, but it sounds familiar.
Be careful middle. Attack middle lane. I'm returning left lane.
I don't, maybe it's Amazon Cub?
Attack right lane.
Or just the accent kind of does it like that, but there we go. Okay. Well, it'd be very different if it was Amazon Cub, because they're very different voices.
Sorry.
Okay, next up is going to talk about League, general stuff like Assault and Siege Mode. And we'll get to that in a moment. Alright, it's time for general stuff. First general thing to talk about is the new symbols here. These are not the coolest looking things. They're kind of cool and ugly at the same time. Like, this is Penta. This is Quadra, triple, double, and then single kills right there. First Blood is which one? This one? Yeah, First Blood's this one. Tower kills is this, and then Assist. It's going to take a while to adjust to these. They're uglier and better looking from the other ones in different ways. Like, either ones I could give or take, either the old set and the new set. But this is the new set, so get used to that. Talk about Assault next. So, Assault. So, what has happened to Assault? So, Assault, what they've done to Assault is this. You can now re-roll your god. It will cost 250 favor or 25 gems. For the love of God, do not spend 25 gems on a re-roll. I beg of you. If you do it on accident, I still hate you. Don't do that. Please don't. Spend favor if you gotta. Please don't spend gems. Alright, so what this does is ask me, I had to ask a question, that is, what does it do to healing? So here's what it does. If you're a non-healer, you can only roll non-healers. Alright, you cannot get Aphrodite, Chunga, Ra, or Hel. If you are a healer and you re-roll, you're not guaranteed another healer. You can get any god. It might be a healer, it might not. So that's how it works. So you can screw over your team by losing a healer by re-rolling out of it. But you cannot roll up to get more healers. That's basically what happened there. Now, next up to tell you about Siege Beta. Alright, so Siege Beta, how does this work? Okay, so Siege Beta is kind of conquesty because it has towers and phoenixes, and it's also kind of arena-y because it has tickets. And the way Siege Beta is, it is a 2-lane map, and the lanes are on the outside, with a giant jungle in the middle. And your goal is to, well, of course, push lanes and win. And the nice caveat of all this is the siege towers that you summon. You need to get 100 tickets to summon a siege tower. You can also kill a Silver Fury in the middle of the map to summon a siege tower as well. And that thing spawns after 3 minutes. You get 1 ticket per minion you kill, you get 5 tickets for gods you kill, and you get 9 total out of a buff camp. So you're trying to, well, do this tug-of-war fight in the lanes, and try to get these siege towers to spawn, and then fight with these siege towers to win the game. Important thing about the siege towers is they are bigger and stronger. They have a lot of HP and a lot of damage on them. But they attack towers first, towers and phoenixes first, then minions, then gods. That's the order they attack in. So minions can just beat on it while it's hitting a tower. That's fine. But when it starts hitting gods, it does do a lot of damage, so be careful of that. And it's really just pushing lanes to win the game. It's like a tug-of-war in that way like that. And I do worry about it being snowbally, and if once one team has an advantage of a siege tower, how's that going to go for the rest of the game? The middle jungle is pretty big. It has 2 orange, 2 red, and 4 blue like normal, but the map's of course a different layout. And there's also teleporters at bases, so you can teleport to your siege tower so you can go and defend it quicker. So you can basically get to the action very quickly in this mode, so that's pretty cool there. And I think that's everything to explain in this mode. We'll have a full-on video to show it off better. And so we'll see it then. Now it's time to talk about League. Alright, here's the new League setup, and we'll be seeing me play quite a bit of this until I get tired of it. So here it is. The new League system is everyone's in Bronze 5. Everyone is in Bronze 5, and it's going to be a traditional ladder like a lot of other games have for ladders, and that is you start at a Bronze 5, you work your way up through the different levels of Bronze until you get to Silver, and to Gold, Platinum, then Diamonds. And finally is the Masters. Now the Masters is different because the size of the Masters changes with the population. The top 2% in League are in Masters. You work your way up there through that. And this is the only ranking that really matters. The top 100 or so of Masters are the ones who get the really good rewards, while everyone else you get a reward for being in Bronze this or Silver that, and so on and so forth. But if you want the real bragging rights, you gotta work your ass up to Masters. That's really what it is. And so there it is. Everyone starts at Bronze 5, which means Lasix is in here, Ponpon's in here, everybody's in here. Zapman's in here. Everyone you should be scared of is in Bronze 5 right now. If you play today, you're going to fight some really hard people, of course, and you're going to fight some really weak people, because everyone's in here. So it is going to be absolute hell and heaven for everybody, because you do not know who you're going to get. And those who stream that are really pro players, it's going to be funny to see what they do there. And I might stream in League as well, just to see how I feel about it all. And that's how it goes. Now let's explain how you rank up in this thing. There's a couple factors to it. You have an MMR rating in League besides your tier rating. And what's interesting is your MMR rating affects who you play with. So if you get a lot of wins and you do really well, your MMR rating goes up, of course. You fight people around your MMR rating. So even if you're in Silver, if your MMR is Gold, you'll be fighting Gold people until you rank up into the Gold area. So what's they did here is for people like Lasix and just like the pro player people, as they play, they'll get a higher MMR, and with your higher MMR, you also earn more League points to get ahead sooner. So if your MMR is just, well, the top, like Gold or Diamond, and you're in Bronze, you will earn more tribute points per win to get out of Bronze sooner. That's what they've done. So high MMR will earn you more points to get out of things that you shouldn't be. So the whole idea is your MMR is trying to find where you are in the tiers, and you will be given points to get you there sooner. So if you're in Bronze and you have Gold MMR, you'll get pushed up to Gold faster by getting more points per win. And I don't know if you get less points per loss, but you'll get more points per win to get up there. Same thing goes if you're up in Gold and you have Silver MMR because you've just been losing a lot. They'll give you less points so you fall down there more. Or they'll make you lose more points so you fall down there more. The whole thing is like Masters used to be, is you want to get 100 tribute points. At 100 tribute points, you rank up after if you win the next match. So you go to 100, then win a game, you go into Bronze 4. and then you're at bronze 4, and you'll be at 0 points. Now, if you lose a match, there's like a grace period. If you lose like 1 or 2 matches, I believe you're still fine. But if you lose too many matches, you fall back down into bronze 5, and you'll have 70 points. This is important. You don't go back to 0, you go to 70. So you can just work your way back up again. So it's not completely, it's not too mean to you in that way. So that's important there. Another thing is just how weighted the matches are, because whoever's playing, this is a very interesting thing that's also in StarCraft is, there's 2 teams fighting, and one is more favored than the other to win, because that's how Matchmaker is. Matchmaker will take that into account. If the team that had more favored to win loses, they lose more points. If they win, they get less points. If the team that was less favored to win wins, they get more points. If they lose less points. That's what they're doing here. And everything's team-based. You do not get better or worse tribute points based on your KDA or your performance. It's all about the wins and the losses. Your team wins, you get up on your MMR and your points. Your team loses, you go down in your MMR and your points. That's how it is. That's simple as that. It's all very complicated sounding because it is, but that's the best way I could explain it all. So that is League. Now to talk about gods. Okay, 2 gods were nerfed this week, and the first one is Wool. And they nerfed his stun on his axe, and that's incorrect right there. That's a typo. So the duration now is 1 second, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and 1.4. So they've nerfed it from 1.8 down to 1.4. It's still a pretty good size stun there. Still good burstiness on Uller. He'll still do a lot of damage there. There's 2 other nerfs still. His base speed has been reduced by 10 points. So it used to be 370, now it's 360, as you can see right there. Which makes him a little bit slower. And then his axe, when he throws it, is now gone from 140 speed to 110 speed. That's the same speed as Thor's hammer. So if you're good at throwing Thor's hammer, you're good at throwing Uller's axe still. So that's fine there. It's going to take a little more. You have to lead your shot a little more. And that just changes how you do your skill shots a little bit, but it'll still be fine. I'm fine with these nerfs. Uller is going to have a harder time getting away just a little bit because of the tiny change in movement speed. And he's going to have to aim a little bit better with his axe, and his stun's a little bit shorter, so he has to burst a little bit quicker to get a kill down. But he's still going to be pretty good. Their explanation was this is for survival. The idea is a 1.8 second stun. He stuns someone and he can easily run away because they're just down for so long. He's able to land it so well because of the speed on it, and just having 370 speed is, of course, a little bit better than 360 speed, so he's just able to get away faster. So this is all moves to put down his survivability. He was the least dead hunter. That's why they did this to him. So there's the reasoning, and there you go. Now the other one is Zeus. Zeus has been nerfed on detonate charge. That's it. They took down 5 points across the board. That is all they did. That's all they did. They also took away 2% of power contribution. What does this mean? Well, it means his early game's a little bit weaker, while his late game, of course, is weaker, but it's going to be unfazed considering at the late game he has so much power on him. 15 flat points taken away and just 2% of magical power contribution is not a lot considering how much power Zeus has. It might make the difference once in a while for kills, but for the most part, he's still going to have a lot of damage on him. He's still going to wreck a lot of people. So this just really ruins his early game a little bit, and I think that's fine. I think both nerfs are okay, and they're good, so you can still wreck with these gods, just not as well. And that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Now, let's take a look at Osiris. Osiris. There he is. I love that raise up that he does. That's so cool. And there we go. Let's go ahead and beat him. And let's make him dizzy. Ah! Dizzy, 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 dizzy. There you go. Okay. Dizzy. Alright, so here's his portrait. And we're going to go ahead and look at his abilities really quick, and then show them in practice and such like that. So, he's got 6 things to talk about, by the way. He's got his basic attack to talk about, his passive to talk about, and then his 4 abilities. First up, we'll talk about his basic attack, and we'll do it by fighting minions. There they are over here. So his basic attack thing is single, AoE, AoE. So he hits single right here. Single, and then AoE, and AoE. That should give him some conceivable clear there. He doesn't hit that hard, but being able to hit a group like that, once you build him for basic attack, you should be able to clear groups very quickly. Next up is his passive. So his passive is this. Fragmented. Every time he uses an ability, he loses a body part, like so. See, he lost his hand. There you go. So after he loses 8 body parts, he goes into spirit form. In spirit form, he can ignore body blocking, and his basic attacks do not incur movement penalties. So what happens here is, let's use another ability there. Every time he loses a body part, he gains 2% damage mitigation. So at spirit form, he'll have 16% damage mitigation. That's pretty nice right there. Keep throwing the sickle out. You see I'm losing more of my body here. And at the final form, I can just ignore these minions. I can just walk through these minions and go attack a god if I want. I can walk through gods, I believe, and just attack them. And unless they've taken it out, which I don't read it here. Does it say wall anywhere? He should be able to ignore Ymir's wall, Honor's obelisk, and the pillars from Nua's wall ultimate, and also Odin's wall, but I haven't tested that out. But they're supposed to be able to do that unless they've taken that out without telling anybody, because I don't see it in the notes right here. I don't read it. Let's see here. May walk through enemies and enemy blockers. His basic attack is it. It used to say walls in here. Looks like it doesn't say walls anymore, so I don't know if he can ignore walls anymore, so you have to find that out for yourself, or I'll find out if I find Ymir or anybody. Let's keep using this ability. So, as you can see, I'm using Sickle. Sickle, it does, as you can see, 60 to 220 damage. Not bad damage there. Pretty, not the highest damage, but it's very cheap. 30 mana. This is incredibly cheap for an ability. 30 mana here. So we can just throw the Sickle out all day. See, I'm losing my legs here. And whoever it hits, it's a single target hit, is slowed for 20% for 3 seconds. So you can poke all day with this. This is a very good poke here. One more Sickle should do it, and I'll be in spirit form. See, I lost my upper body here for most of it. There it is. Now I'm in complete spirit form. And now when minions show up, I can ignore them. You see these 6 spots right here are from my basic attacks. Now here's what's important. Unlike Apollo's, he hits 5 basic attacks and that's it. He has 5 basic attacks and that's it. For this one, you have to land the basic attacks to get out of spirit form. I guess you're like leeching life out of your opponents. And the AoE only counts as 1, so there you go. So there you go. And see, I'm just walking through minions here. Just walking through, and I have, of course, 16% damage mitigation as well, so I'm not taking that much damage. It does say physical damage, though, so mages should be able to do regular damage to him. Now, his flail is an AoE. As you can see, it goes pretty far here, so it's another good way to poke an opponent. Hitting an opponent with this will slow them down for, let's see here. Oh, no. Only if they have Sickled. If an opponent is Sickled from the 1 and you hit them with a flail, they go from 20% slow to 50% slow for 4 seconds. So that's pretty nice right there. It lets you glue to a god pretty well there. Everyone else, if you hit them with the flail, you also gain a 20% speed buff, so you can move around faster. So you're moving even faster, and you're in the spirit form, so you're just able to do even better there and chase somebody. Something important is, because of those basic attacks, is you can play caster and be a very annoying caster to your opponents with all those slows for your teammates as a support, or just on your own for that, if you don't want to do basic attacks and you just want to glue onto them. Because not only do you have these slows and the ability to be faster, you also have a stun with this ability called Judgment Tether. And look at the range on that. I think that's Ares' alt range as well. You can link up to 5 opponents with this thing, and they all have reduced damage on them when you're linked to them. From 10 to 30%, and then plus 5% per second. The tether lasts 4 seconds. So, a maximum of 50% damage reduction on your opponents if you stick to them. What's also important is, if they stay in your range for the entire 4 seconds, they get stunned for 1.4 seconds. Let's just show this on Raw really quick. So we're going to go ahead and hit Raw with the slow. So there, he's now 50% slowed. I'm faster. I tethered to him, and now I'm sticking to him, and then he gets stunned for 1.4 seconds. So there you go. And that's just all nice right there. So as you can see, a warrior named Osiris has a very assassin-heavy skin ability set, because he's just very singular in what he does. He slows you down, slows you even more, speeds himself up. Then he can stun you as he sticks to you, and then you do less damage to him as he's beating you up. Of course, mages are not affected by the passive, but they are affected by the tether. Then finally is his ultimate, which does 220 up to 620 damage. And what's interesting here is, whoever he hits, their healing is reduced to 0, like they can't heal at all, for 6 seconds. Whoever he hits with this. And here it is. Go bam! And he also enters spirit form, so he's in spirit form automatically. So he has his full mitigation towards physical, and just beating the crap out of somebody. And he only hits 1 target, I believe, or everyone who's in his ultimate. It targets the lowest health god in the radius of it. Okay, so if he hits 2 people, it hits that 1 person for everything. So it's just lowest HP person gets hit for it. So he's trying to kill someone, focus them down. Doesn't sound like a very assassin-heavy ability right there. So his kit, though he is a warrior, is very assassin-y. It's all about targeting 1 god, slow them down, slow them even more, stick to them, beat the crap out of them, stick to them even more with your tether. They can't do much damage to you because they're tethered down to their damage. Just beating the crap out of them, and even if they get away, you can do your Lord of the Afterlife to hit them from a distance and get in on them and just beat them down even more. They can't heal, and they're gonna die. And even if you went through your spirit form and then you left it, you can alt to get back into it. So you're going to beat the crap out of a single god very badly. So this is a very assassin-heavy feeling kit here, although he's a warrior. And I just can't shake that feeling at all. And we'll see how we play him. Looks like he could be good for solo for sure. Jungle maybe because of his basic attack potential. I'm not sure. I'll probably try to try it out. Support is possible, but I think he's better in the solo lane just because he doesn't have really good CC like other gods do. But that should be everything, and we're going to look at him in Conquest, Arena, or Siege mode. We'll be doing a couple of each thing, and we'll see where we see him soon enough. But that'll be later in the day, and that's it for the patch video. So I had fun, hope you've been watching, and that's what's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.